here.
All right.
Really like these dice.
So here we are at Housden Escape Clause 1.6. Last session, the party had successfully escaped from the museum and their other. Bless you. They escaped from the museum and the other perils that had been facing them, and went to the Midnight Oil, where they had a moment to sort of regroup and finally get a chance to talk to one another and examine the seed artifact that Kit and Sela had stolen from the museum. Kit was told that Caitlin had been captured, and when he called her cell phone, the collector answered and said that Kit needed to return the seed artifact if he wanted Caitlin to be safe. At which point, Kit decided that even though the collector was coming to the Midnight Oil in a couple hours, the best thing to do would be get the seed artifact as far away from there as possible. This became a little bit problematic in the fact that Peter Harbog, the Thane of the Fifth Ward, walked into the Midnight Oil and announced that anyone who left the accorded neutral grounds and the safety that the Midnight Oil provided was sure to be massacred. So Kit circumspectly decided not to go out the front door when and started to exit the back door, and hadn't taken more than a step outside when a giant anvil fell out of the sky and crashed into the alleyway that he was at. Gideon was closely following Kit on his heels into the kitchen where they were at. And Gideon, as you're walking in there, Arlie grabs you by the elbow and wants a moment of your time.
Okay.
So Arlie says, Gideon, I know that obviously some things are going down and that your attention's distracted, but I could really use a favor. And he sort of looks at you.
Of course. We've been friends a long time.
So I've got to stay here, especially since Peter Harbog's making trouble, and make sure everybody's safe. But I was just doing a sort of an informal census in there, and I noticed that Deborah Palmer isn't here. And I'm worried for her safety. She's not really someone who has a lot of supernatural defense capability. And if somebody's, moving on my ward, he sort of trails off.
Do I know who Deborah Palmer is?
Give me a contacts roll.
Oh, okay. Let's see. +4.
Yeah, you don't know her terribly well, but you know of her. She's a short blonde lady you've seen in here a couple times before. She's not a major power of any sort. She's some sort of minor talent. You didn't really get it. Was some sort of minor sort of psychic ability. She kind of, and the other thing you know about her is that for the most part she sticks to the mundane world. She has a toe here in here because she has some abilities, but for the most part she likes to pretend to be normal. So that might be the reason why she didn't come here tonight. And with that role, you're even kind of familiar where she lives. She's just in the neighborhood south. But Arlie's quick to tell you. Arlie knows exactly where she lives, and he says, "I'm pretty sure she's at her house. It's down Greenbrier and off of Greenbrier, and on Bartlett Road. It's a couple blocks down south."
Okay. We'll swing by and pick her up. Do you have a clever way out of here? Is there a exit that we don't know about?
Not. There's just this back kitchen door. Other than that, it's that in the front door. Unless you want to go out a window somewhere in the second story.
Well, I'm not opposed to it. But that's probably not going to help. So, tell her something when I see her, or do you just want me to bring her back here?
If you could just make sure that she's safe, that's what I'm concerned about. And if she wants to, and if she needs to get back here, then yeah, if you could help get her here, that it would really be a load off my mind to know that somebody was looking after her to get her here, because I'm worried about her since she's not here.
Okay, fair enough. I'll do what I can.
All right, Arlie thanks you, and he goes back to pay attention to the other people. Kit, sorry, Sela and Travis, Kit and Gideon were sort of going into the kitchen. Did y'all follow after?
Yes.
Yeah. I follow behind, and I'm kind of scoping out looking at the room, trying to see about any possible threats or entry points.
Now, Kit has what he thinks is the seed, but is actually a glamored dish that Sela swapped out for the seed. Who has the actual seed at the moment? Sela has it. Okay. That's what I thought. All right, Kit. When you had taken a step outside the door, a giant anvil fell onto the pavement there. Clang!
Kit's looking up first, see where it came from, see if there's more.
There's some power lines up there, and then mostly cloudy sky. You have no idea where this anvil came from.
It certainly causes Kit a moment of hesitation in his mission to get out. I think he just edges his way back into the kitchen and closes the door and kind of scratches his head. Arlie, do you keep anvils on the roof? He shouts from the kitchen.
Arlie pokes his head in and says, I got no idea what you're talking about, kid.
It fell from the sky and is outside the door as if on purpose. Someone's going Wile E. Coyote out there. Any disgruntled cooks or?
No, my guess is it's whatever Peter Harbog had in store. I recommend you stay here. And he goes back. He pokes his head back out.
Can Sela look at it?
At the anvil?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So
Okay.
you're gonna creep over to the door and open it up and sort of examine the anvil.
Yes, but she's gonna cast a seeming over the door so it doesn't look like it's opening.
Okay.
And she just wants to look at it and see if she can tell if it's like an illusion or some kind of glamour. So what would that be? Investigation or deceit, maybe?
That would be investigation or lore.
Okay, let me get my. Sorry, I don't have my fudge dice roller up. What am I doing? What am I even doing here?
Kit's close to the door, watching over his shoulder to see as it cracks open if another anvil falls.
Yeah, keep a weather eye out there, Kit. You said it's investigation or lore?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, luckily for me, those are the same. So,
That's
and
the lore it is.
that's gonna come out at a 0 because I rolled a -2 and I have a +2.
All right. Give me a roll for your seeming for the door.
That'd be a deceit roll, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's gonna be a 5.
Okay. So, as you start to open the door and you're gonna check out this anvil, the door creaks a little, and another anvil falls right there, right at the threshold, and that sort of interrupts your examination. It's like a clang, and it also gets the door stuck open now because this anvil's right there.
Okay, so Sela is now like she doesn't know what's going on clearly because she didn't make her roll, but she's freaked out. And when she's freaked out and things seem a little weird, she knows that the person she needs to talk to is Gideon. So, Gideon, get over here. Look at this.
Okay, I come. But
2 anvils. Come on, man.
yeah, did you bring those?
I did not. They're not mine.
That's weird.
Why don't you take a closer look at him? You know, you always have a nose for this weird stuff.
Well, sure, but that's okay. Not really my area. I'm not really into blacksmithing.
Thila's like, look, I don't think it was a blacksmith.
Can't hand you a metal spoon to tap it with.
Is there anything I can do to investigate this?
Or lure it.
Yeah, I mean, like, would a lore roll tell me anything about anvils falling from the sky?
A lore roll will tell you what magical properties these anvils might be possessing. An investigation might tell you where the anvils are coming from. Unless they're coming from a magical place, in which case a lore roll will also reveal that.
All right, well, then I guess I'll roll lore to see if I don't have investigation. So that is a 5 total.
All right, these are most certainly mundane anvils. But you do notice that they've been touched by magic, probably magic that is the cause for the fact that it says Acme on the side of this anvil.
So wait, these are real anvils falling from the sky.
Real anvils. The Acme thing, totally wrong, though. That's definitely not right.
That's fake. Okay.
Can I look at the anvils and see and try to figure out what they're made out of? If they're made out of iron or, a friendly metal?
Do you have a background in metallurgy?
I have a, ironish belt around my waist.
Okay, so you're going to try to...
Fairly sure that in my incursions into the wild fae that I've had to deal with it.
Sure. So are you going to just eyeball it? Or perform some sort of ritual to compare the two?
My only
His hand
ritual
out.
only gives me wards.
I'm sorry, Chris?
I said ritual only gives me wards, and so
that's right.
I can do that, but I can come over and examine it physically.
Mm-hmm. All right, give me an investigation roll.
-1, so I'm assuming, yep, it's an anvil.
-1. Yep, it's definitely made of metal.
Good. I was unclear.
I'm suddenly
Although
really
I have to
curious.
admit, I'm a little bit confused about the Acme side.
So I think
right.
at this point, Kit picks up a frying pan or something, some cooking utensil from some large cooking element, and kind of throws it out in the alleyway. See if any more anvils come.
All right, so you grab one of Arlie's cooking. You grab one of Arlie's best skillets.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful thing.
Cast iron would be great.
Yeah, it's cast iron, and you just toss it, manhandle it right outside the doorway, and it clangs off one of the dumpsters and rattles around, and nothing really responds.
So Thila wants to try again with the singing to sneak everybody out, right? But is there something she can do to could she spend more time on it to make sure it's a really carefully crafted singing to give her some kind of boost?
You can after you finish your roll, if you're not happy with what you've got, you can invoke one of your aspects to boost it.
So
or you can in fact what you can do is you can meditate for a moment while everybody else does something, and then that'll create an aspect you can tag when you're making your roll here in a second.
Okay, yeah, because I know that there's some things mechanically that I can do, and I'm not sure how to do them, so that's what I want to do. Okay.
All right. I'd like for you to explain in character to the rest of the party what you're planning, though.
Okay, so guys, we have to get out, and I think we have to go out this way, and I don't want to be switched by an anvil. So let me think very carefully about a way to do this, and I think I have an idea of how to get us out of here, but I need a moment of uninterrupted concentration.
Seems okay. No other anvils fell.
Well, at the frying pan, but you know, I'm not sure. I just need to think about it. If she like pulls out that packet of Skittles that Gideon gave her earlier, if she like just smells it, she's like, it's helping her concentrate. She's thinking really hard about how to do this. So they can do whatever they're gonna do. She's gonna go be weird for a minute.
All right, so Sela's in the corner huffing Skittles. And do the rest of y'all just wait? What are y'all up to while she's mentally preparing herself for her plan?
I'd like to peer out the open door, and I want to look into the alleyway, and I'm trying to see if there's any way if I can tell either visually or, magically, if I can tell if anyone's watching us, like if we're being observed somehow.
All right. Yeah, give me an investigation roll.
Zero. I'm moving up in the world.
You don't see anything. It looks like an empty alleyway, and you can see a little bit into the road beyond, and there's like a car passes by. There doesn't seem to really be anything illuminated by the headlights as it goes by or anything.
I think Kit comes up after that and kind of sticks his arm out into the alleyway and waves it up and down really quick and then pulls it back, trying to investigate this mysterious appearance of the anvils to see if they're triggered by something.
All right. You stick your hand out, and you wave it around, and you start to feel really silly as nothing happens.
I think we're okay, guys. But I guess there were only two? Two's more than there should be. Should be zero.
There should be 0 Acme anvils falling out of the sky, but there's 2.
Two seems kind of high as far as numbers of anvils go.
How, since these anvils are falling from the sky, I assume they're falling onto pavement. How significant is the impact crater? Do I get the impression that they've fallen from a very high height, or is it just, average height?
It hasn't created any sort of crater, but it has chipped off piece, and cracked the cement as it hit. And the asphalt, little chips.
Mm-hmm. Is there a way to get onto the roof? Not through the open door, but within the building?
The Kit's wondering the same thing. I think he calls out, "Hey, RV, is there roof access from in here?"
Do you mean Arlie?
I'm sure he got the name wrong completely on accident.
Arlie surprisingly doesn't respond to RV and is distracted in the other room. All right, Sela, you've mentally prepared your thing. If you want to move on it.
Okay, so just so that I'm clear about what we're doing, there's no the people like Peter Balrog, is that his name?
Harbug.
Harbug, whatever. I was like, that sounds wrong. Anyways,
pretty close though.
Right? Peter Harbug is in like the front of the building, right? As far as we know.
Yeah, he walked in the front door and
right.
then walked back out the front door.
Out the front door. And this isn't a side door, this is like the back, right? So there's no communication between like the front and the back that we know about.
It's relatively close to the front door. It is on the side, but it's on the back end of the side. So if you've got your front door here, how can I? The building, if you're facing the building, the front door is kind of 3/4 on the left-hand side, and it's that same left-hand side that becomes the kitchen. And at the back end of the kitchen is the door that you guys are peering out. So there's an alleyway leading to the front, and then there's a corner that you can't see because it's blocked by the door that leads around to the back.
Okay, so I kind of want to create a seeming where it looks like we're leaving out the front door, but we're actually leaving out the back door. But that wouldn't be effective from this angle, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Okay. Not what I wanted to hear. Okay. Well, let's just do it. She's going to make a roll and see what happens.
All right.
Okay. That's not fair. That's a +6.
Okay.
Plus whatever aspect she can tag from her meditations on this. And
so that's going to add 2.
So that's a +8.
All right.
And she is going to do 2 things. First off, when nobody's looking, like before she goes up to do this thing, she stashes her bag in like an under cabinet of seldom used part of Arlie's kitchen, like a place where nobody goes, like not really.
Okay.
So she stashes that like in a cabinet inside a pot or something that she knows he never gets out, and so it won't be in the way. And then she gets everybody together and is like, okay, this is what's going to happen. We're going to walk right out this door and we're not going to get hit by anvils. Let's try it.
I think
Okay.
you're right.
So she tries to create this seeming where, again, she's going to do the nothing's here, don't look at me thing.
Sure.
I have a better idea, but it's just not going to work.
So everybody else, y'all huddle together, and it's sort of like you can still see everything, but you sort of notice this like cellophane type shimmering, surround all of you. It's like looking through plastic or something. There's a mild warping of the way things look, but for the most part, everything's pretty darn crystal clear. And she puts out a real fantastic veil. Two of those points were used to do the crowd, so it's not a legendary veil. It's fantastic, and y'all can start heading out the door.
So we need to be a little bit quiet, but I think there's enough street noise to kind of cover us as long as we don't get really loud. So beeline through the car, right? That's where we're going?
Yeah, we need to get to the car because apparently I've got to pick somebody else up too.
Yeah, let's go get Caitlin.
Okay. So let's go. Stay close. You go.
All right, so y'all head out. Y'all tiptoe gingerly over the anvil and into the alleyway. And once you get outside fully, you can kind of feel the outside air. Everything seems to be pretty normal, and y'all are heading towards the front to get into the car there. Everybody, give me a stealth check, and add an extra 2 to account for the veil that Sela's given you.
+3 for me.
4 + 4.
With 3 as well.
+9 if I get those 2 to stack with my veil.
So it was 3 was on the low end.
Yeah, 2 3s, a 4, and a 9.
Come on, can we just use my roll?
All right. So as y'all are walking down the alley, you're creeping down the alley very carefully, and you'll start to come around the edge. Another anvil falls about 2 feet behind the group of y'all. Bang! Clangs onto the cement. And y'all peek out to the front. And give me an alertness check.
Yeah, I don't like this at all.
1.
1.
3.
4.
All right. So y'all look around. Sela, you look over at Gideon's car, and it seems off. It doesn't look right.
Okay. We're not doing this. Feel emotions to the group and to Gideon, like the car is a no-go. We got to go someplace else. We have to get out of here, but not the car.
Oh, that's a problem.
What do you mean the car's a problem?
It's just not
You
right.
asked that out loud?
In a whisper.
Okay, just checking.
Please don't. Is there like an intersection? Because Seal's kind of leading this group, right? So she wants to get away from Arlie's place, like far enough away so that like she could call an Uber or something. Because we're still in Houston, right? Like.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, so I do have a question. When he says anybody who leaves the neutral ground is going to be killed, does that mean like the city's on fire? I mean, like, are they killing everybody in the city, or?
So you look around
Feels
and
like an
actually
important question to ask when he was here.
you look around and everything actually seems pretty quiet on the street. And in fact, it seems eerily quiet. The city is definitely not on fire. It's more like it's asleep or something at the moment.
So
There's a long roadway that's running east and west that y'all are facing in front of you. A full block to the east is Greenbrier Drive, which is the road that Arlie mentioned. That it runs north-south. It'll go underneath the highway, and down on the other side of the highway is where y'all could pick up Deborah Palmer. And you'd have to go quite a bit further south to get to the museum that Kit is planning on hiding his dish.
is there like a 7-Eleven or something?
No, this area is like semi-residential, semi-things like dentist offices and small businesses and type things. This is not very. There's.
I mean, we just left the coffee shop, so like.
Right, but where this place is at is pretty quiet. It's not a huge commercial area. There is a whole long line of commercial stuff along the highway, a couple blocks down. There's to your right or to the west. There's also another road, which is Morningside Drive, that goes down to the highway as well, and it runs by an Academy Sports and Outdoors in a block or two.
Okay. We just start walking towards civilization because apparently we're in the only non-urban part of Houston. So, yeah, it's a block. Let's just walk it. What time of year is it?
This is early summer,
Okay.
so it's pretty warm, even though it's dark.
Once we get far enough away from civilization, or not from civilization, from like Arlie's and the immediate danger that Arlie's poses, she might change the scening if she feels like we're not being actively watched.
All right. As you guys start walking down the little road there, you see down to you hear a bunch of sort of yips and yip, in a lot of little scrabbling and whatnot. And it looks like a pack of sort of wild dogs or something runs across the road down to the east, away from where you guys are going.
That's kind of normal for Houston, though.
They're running away from us?
No, they're you guys are going south. They also seem to be going sort of southerly, but they're on the other end of the road.
I mean, we're still walking, right? Can I make a
Sure.
an alertness check or something to?
First, y'all get another block down, and I need another stealth check. And y'all can still freely tag Sela's veil.
I stepped on a stick because I only have a +1.
Stealth, right? So +3.
+5. I have a bad roll.
All right. How about you, Kit?
Sorry, my mic was off. I had a 2.
All right. So, y'all are walking down the street. Y'all reach a block, and y'all kind of look both ways for traffic. And it's still really quiet here. And you start to step out into the street, and Kit and Travis trip over a tripwire and fall flat on their feet. And then Gideon and Sela, I need an alertness check from you.
Freaking tripwire.
Yep.
That's +3.
Rolling athletics, you said?
Alertness.
Rolling alertness.
Oh, alertness again. Okay. +1.
All right, and from seemingly out of nowhere, y'all are crossing the street. From the building opposite comes flying a boxing glove on the end of sort of an extension device. And this boxing glove smacks Gideon right in the face and punches him out of the veil and pushes him back behind it.
Can Sela warp the veil to go with him as she sees this happening, or no?
He pushes him out of the range of what you've got.
Okay.
And Gideon goes, Gideon, you don't have to take any stress or anything. You've just been tumbled. It's more of a maneuver. You've been tumbled out of the veil.
As he gets tumbled out of the veil, can I, or he's tumbled out of, get the difference between veils and seemings, but like, can she put something on him so at least he doesn't look like Gideon? Like, he's not going to be in the don't look here thing, but he could be like a hobo or a dog or something else, not Gideon.
Potted plant by an open elevator.
Right?
Now,
Ding.
could I possibly have a chance to block in some way?
You could have if you had seen it coming, but you didn't quite see that one coming. Because it wasn't triggered by your actions, it was triggered by the tripwire that the other two tripped over and fell flat on their faces.
No, combat roll.
And let's see. But what and Sela, you were busy dodging this thing yourself. You sort of saw it coming and were getting out of its way. But as you're sort of doing that and you look back, you see some sort of figure or something over by the other end of the little extendable contraption, and he sort of and he sort of ducks back behind the corner.
This is like the Joker, like the old Batman Joker.
I'm just kind of perplexed and am I would try to get back towards where towards the Vales. So, do I know where everybody else is, and just kind of, get back into the Vale?
I mean, Seal will grab him.
Yeah, you've got an idea of where they are, Gideon. And as you're laying there on the street, and you look forward, and it's really bizarre because you were just there where you'd seen them, but as you got knocked back, it's like they just whoop, out of existence. And then as you shake your head and you sort of stand up and you look off to your right, there's kind of a little space between the two buildings, and coming out of that space is a really, really big dog. It looks like in the shadows. It's too dark to really see sort of what's going on, but the dog sort of like takes a few steps, and it's like on the other end of whatever sort of alley or blocks running behind these buildings, and you sort of see it round and take a few steps and sort of look at you like it's sort of eyeing you.
I'm going to try to get back to the Vale very quickly.
All right. So Gideon runs up and he's back in the Vale again.
Are Kit and I still in the Vale even though we fell on our face?
Yep.
Get up. Let's go. Feel emotions to them energetically.
Righto.
All right. So where are y'all heading exactly? Do you know?
We are now rapidly heading towards. You said like a block down. There's a place where we're trying to get out of this ward, I guess. Like as close to civilization as she can get, so that she can call like a cab or an Uber or like something. Gas station, like.
There's a FedEx office.
Is it open?
Two blocks over. Probably not. It's in the middle of the night.
Where are we? Because I mean, Seal lives in the 4th ward, so like, that's it. We're just gonna continue to walk this direction, and she whips her phone out and is like looking for the Uber right now. Like, come pick me up.
All right. Where are you telling the Uber to come pick you up at?
2 blocks from our current location. Forward towards wherever you said we needed to go to pick up that person.
Okay, so over by that FedEx office.
I guess. That's over by the highway, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't like the way you said that.
All right. So we're gonna start at this point. We're gonna enter a race. Is the way we're gonna handle the roles for the rest of this particular aspect. So, everybody give me some athletics rolls, and we'll add them all together.
+6.
Y'all
Plus
do
3.
the math while I do this math.
9.
0.
9.
Still at 9.
Are we sprinting?
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty. Does she get her almost too fast to see bonus because we're stealthed as well?
Yep.
Okay, so that just reduces her difficulty, right? It doesn't.
That just doesn't give them any advantage of spotting y'all while y'all spotting you while you sprint.
Okay, cool. She's at a +4.
13.
13.
Lucky 13.
13?
All right.
Total for the group.
All right.
I was like, man, Kit, that's an incredible Athletics roll.
You're taking a couple
13.
extra dice to get
And
that.
the thing's chasing you also scored a 13. So you guys start moving as quickly as you can down the roadway, trying to run back. And as you go, you kind of see to the left and to the right, you can kind of see shadows that are keeping pace with you, sort of running like you'll run past an alleyway or something, and there will be a shadow that whips past, or you go past a bush and you kind of see a shadow that hops over that bush as well. And if you glance behind you, that really big dog is kind of trailing behind, and you also see that down as you cross this road, and it's Norfolk Street, and it takes a little turn, a little bend. But as you're running past it, you can see that pack of dogs is also sort of running down the street. Everybody give me an alertness and add them all of your alertness scores together.
Are they looking directly at us? Do we get the feeling that they're keeping pace with us? We know there's something there, but they don't know exactly what's there, or do we feel that they know exactly where we are?
It's really uncanny how well they're keeping track of you.
+5.
+3, so 8.
2 makes 10.
What am I rolling?
Alertness.
Oh, alertness again.
Okay.
Sorry. What was my bonus on that? Okay, this is +4.
So 14.
So 14. So as y'all are running down the street, you suddenly see there's a street light that's shedding a beam of light that sort of brings attention to the middle of the street. And in the middle of that is a big platter. And in this platter, there's stacks and stacks of sandwiches. And there's a sign handwritten on it that says "Free Sandwiches" right there on the sign. And what y'all also notice is there's a big X that's sort of marked out on the underneath that platter that's extending beyond it. And you look up again at the street lamp, and there's an anvil that's suspended above the free sandwiches.
I'm going to vote not eating the sandwiches.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of hungry.
There is no such thing as found food.
When did we enter a cartoon? Who is this person? Or group?
Asking who said it's a person.
Sheila wants to change the seeming. Since it seems like they already know where we are anyway, can I
make a roadrunner?
Can I make a change to it?
You could make a change.
Okay, yeah. She wants us all to look like Roadrunner, the cartoon.
All right.
Like 4 Roadrunners, like just falling.
All right. Give me your new seeming roll, your deception.
That's gonna be a +6, unless I get to add more stuff.
All right. Hold on one second. Where'd you go?
Actually, I want us to look like we're not there, but I want there to be Roadrunners, just not centered exactly on us. So the Roadrunners like in the gaps in between us.
That'd be pretty hard to do.
Okay.
I'd have to give your people an advantage against you on that one.
Okay.
Do you want to do that?
No.
Okay. So you ended up with 4?
6.
6, but you're affecting everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So poof, all of you guys are Roadrunners. To anybody else looking? Give me your meet athletic roll.
All of us?
All of you. Add them together.
Do we get a bonus if we say meet meet?
Yes.
Meet me.
Meet meet.
+3. Meet me.
That's a +4. Meet meet.
+4 as well.
All right, y'all do your math. I'll do mine.
So we're at 12.
I'm at a +2, and I'm really neat.
Wait, what's our meet meet bonus?
+2 to the overall thing that y'all got.
Well, then I got a 6.
No, I mean add it all together and then add
Add it all
another
together.
2 for y'all's meets.
That'd be 16. Because you got 2, right, Chris?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Well, the meeps did it for you. Y'all are still running along, and the things, all the various shadows that are trying to keep pace with you are just they don't seem to be gaining or cutting you off or anything else. They are just keeping pace with you. Give me your alertness check.
Do we all look like roadrunners to each other? We have to reconcile this for Kit.
Not necessarily, no. Only to
+3.
other people looking at you.
Okay.
In fact, you don't even really know that you were invisible this entire time.
Yes, that's right. Thus, not whispering as loudly as you should. Alertness, right? 4?
1.
Are we adding it together again?
Oh man. Yes, add it all together.
I got a 1. Sorry, guys.
2.
So we're at 6 right now.
What'd you get, Paul?
+3.
9.
9 it is.
All right. So as y'all round the corner down, where'd my map go? As y'all run down Morningside, and you get, and there's the Academy Sports and Outdoors in the parking lot that sort of opens up on the left. The roadway, you suddenly realize, has been entirely covered with grease, and you guys all start sliding at the same time.
You go, whoa.
Yeah. Okay, so we're sliding. Does that just make us go faster? Because I'm down with that.
At first it makes you go faster, but then you realize you've got no traction, and then you start slowing down.
Okay, how far is the roadway covered with grease? And I thought we weren't going in the direction of Academy Sports and Outdoors. I thought we were going towards the FedEx office.
You are. You happen to be passing the Academy on your way to the FedEx office. It happens.
Where's my Uber? That's what she really wants to know.
It's over at the FedEx.
Okay. So are you waiting for us to tell you something?
I'm just relishing the idea of all of y'all sliding around on the grease.
Okay, so we're sliding on the grease. We got to figure out a way to go forward in the grease.
Trying to ice skate on the grease.
Yeah, like let's try to make that work.
All right, everybody, give me an athletics check.
7.
Oh, you lucky bums.
4.
+3.
+3.
Add them all together.
17.
17.
All right. So yeah, y'all turn this negative situation of the grease into sort of an advantage, and y'all skid on down the road, and even seem to be making some distance away from the shadows that are trailing y'all. Give me an alertness roll.
Zero.
4.
-3.
1.
-1. Sela's really enjoying
0.
skating. She's like kind of humming to herself like little ice skating songs. She's way into it. She does a triple axel.
So apparently, we as a group have just accepted Wildly Coyote as our nemesis in this scenario.
We're into it.
You're into it. So y'all could keep going down this road and around the buildings and head over to the FedEx office, or you could cut between. There's sort of a, I have no idea what this building. There's like a carpet store, and then there's a warehouse, and between it there's sort of a little alleyway type thing, and y'all decide to cut the corner. Sela takes the lead. She's like, follow after me, and cuts the corner that y'all can sort of run between the two buildings rather than have to run around the full circumference. And as y'all run towards that entranceway that you're walking into, y'all smack straight into a wall.
That was my move. Oh, I've been waiting to put like a train tunnel on top of a brick wall.
Yeah.
Dang it. All right, we run around.
So y'all run into that, and this like whole palisade type thing starts to fall on top of y'all.
Like, theoretically, we could still go through it.
Theoretically, you could. At the moment, it's you're going to get hit by wood stuff if you don't get out of the way.
Can I make an athletics check to try to pull our slowest member out of the way?
Yes, you can.
I don't know who the slowest member is, so.
Give me your athletics check.
3.
All right. So Sela runs into the thing. She sees it start to fall down, and she flashes to the side. Kit does this little sort of whoa, 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 whoa dance, and it falls right past him. And Gideon might have gotten hit if Travis hadn't yanked him out of the way with him. The whole thing collapses down. On the other side of this palisade is a big pack of coyotes.
Do we still look like roadrunners?
These are yes, you do. These are not the friendly like cartoon type coyotes. These are wild, somewhat rabid looking coyotes, and it's a pack of them.
Hey, let's run around the building.
Meep meep.
Right?
All right, give me your athletics checks. Combine them all together again.
6.
+2.
8, 3, 11.
Y'all got a total of 11.
Plus
Still waiting on the
Jessica.
roll.
No, +2, sorry.
15.
All right, so the coyotes are a little surprised by the roadrunner thing, and they're not sure what to do. Y'all start to run, and they sort of look for a second, but then they give chase. But y'all are able to stay just ahead of them. Give me your combined alertness check.
Oh, great. I don't like the way he asks for that, man.
I roll investigation on the GM's tone.
Right?
2 alertness.
2, so we're at 4.
You're back at 2.
Hooray.
So Sela isn't really paying attention to what's going on because she's too busy. She takes a piece of Bazooka Joe gum out of her pocket and she tosses it behind her, right? But she casts a seaming on it so that it looks like a plate of ribeye steaks. So when it lands to the coyote.
A little
Like,
sign that pops up that says free food.
it doesn't say that. She's not that clever, but like she throws this thing in like this big plate of like juicy, thick, bone-in ribeye. I guess is that what it's called? I'm vegetarian. Yeah, it's a meat boy. Tell me what it is. Big, thick, juicy steaks. You know, on a plate behind them to distract the coyotes. That's why she isn't really paying attention.
So what was y'all's total alertness score?
We're at 2 plus Gideon.
Sorry, I thought I rolled that already. 1, so 3.
All right. So y'all are running along, and right in front of you comes screaming in several big red round rockets. And these rockets are flying out with fire coming out the end. And riding on top of these rockets are these coyote-like humanoids that are wearing like aviator goggles and little and things, and they fly in and they boom explode right in front of you and cause you all to sort of lose your footing and you tumble to the ground. Fortunately, it looks like it made these pilots weren't really quite expecting the way that it wouldn't really land very well themselves, and they go tumbling as well. But now there's a good 4 of them, of these humanoids, these blackened, somewhat smoking coyote humanoids in front of y'all, blocking the way. And there's the pack of coyotes behind y'all. So at this point, I'm going to have y'all roll initiative.
The ringing in anyone else's ear sound like the Flight of the Valkyries.
Yeah.
What do we roll when we roll initiative?
Yes, initiative.
Alertness. Roll alertness.
Okay.
0.
4.
4 for Kit. 1 for Gideon.
2 for Sela.
2.
Yep.
Right. Holy goodness. All right, so, yep, that happens. And then it is Kit's turn. Kit gets to go first.
Oh, goodness. I'm not sure Kit knows what's going on.
There's smoldering craters in front of you where these rockets landed, and there's human-ish figures that are scrambling out of them. They've clearly been darkened by the smoke. There's a pack of coyotes behind you that seem to be really enamored with this piece of bazooka bubblegum on the roadway. And then there's the rest of your party, your associates here who are sort of sprawling on their asses on the pavement from the shockwave of the explosion.
I think Kit pops up. He's like, "We got to keep moving. We can't let them surround us," and just shoulder checks the closest wolf man.
Okay.
Trying to
So
run through.
are you trying
Head
to
roll
create? Are you trying to create an opening for everybody else?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Give me an athletics roll.
That's going to be a 5.
All right. So Kit sort of shoulder checks into the nearest wolfman, and that gives an opening that someone else can pass through and can tag if they want to try to sprint past. Opening created by Kit. And then the nearest that same coyote sort of stumbles back, and then he pulls out a slingshot and aims it at you, Kit. It's an average shot.
Athletics to dodge.
Athletics to dodge.
3.
So it's like point blank range, right? And he pulls it back, and it goes, and you duck, and it goes forward, and as it goes, and you sort of duck, it kind of gets wrapped up on itself. It goes out there, and then it swings right back, and it pops him in the face. And then the coyotes are still enamored with that bazooka bubblegum, and it is Sela's turn.
Sela goes for that opening. He sprints for the opening. And probably needs it's an athletics check.
It's an athletics check, and you can run through that, and you don't even have to tag it. You can leave that tag for somebody else if you want.
Okay, then she leaves that tag for somebody else, and in the meantime, he pulls out a bobby pin from her hair, and she tosses it kind of behind the Roadrunners, but it is a huge red, like, Acme weapons catalog, like a mail order catalog, cartoonish, like, you know, it's really shiny and like they can look and see all the cool new diagrams and stuff, but it's just a bobby pin. But like that's what she throws over there to be like, hey, look.
All right, roll me your deceit roll.
That is going to be a +6.
+6. All right, so you throw this bobby pin down, and like one of the little sort of blackened coyote men, his ears go straight up, and he sort of like boing, and he walks over and he starts trying to flip through it, but he's having a hard time. It's like not picking up, and he's getting frustrated with himself, but he's very distracted by this.
Good.
It's Gideon's turn.
Gosh.
Tag the opening.
We're
So
fighting wily coyotes?
Just run.
So-
We're just running.
So yes,
Okay, we're just
there's a group of 4 wily coyotes. One of them's been shoulder checked aside by Kit, who's created an opening for somebody to run right past him if they want to take it.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to follow Kit. Yep,
All right.
opening.
Roll athletics, and you can tag that opening to get you an extra 2.
Extra 2 gives me +4.
All right. So you run right through that opening right as it opens up, as if you were expecting it to be there the whole time, and you sprint right past the rest of the wily coyote type folks, and on down the parking lot, and even around the corner, and you can see a block down is the FedEx office where Sela's arranged the Uber. Travis, it's your turn.
In looking at the wily coyotes, especially since the opening's already been tagged, are they more aware, or are they still kind of getting their bearings after their rockets kind of crashed?
I mean, two of them are trying to intercept you. One was pushed out of the way by Kit. The other is very distracted by an Acme catalog at the moment. So it's 50-50 on that.
Are they trying to intercept me or the group? Like, since most of the group has moved past them, are they focused on me or are they focused on the people running by?
They're creating a border of two right now. If that makes sense from a mechanicals perspective, you'd have to roll a 3 or higher on athletics to get past them.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do an athletics roll and run past them then.
All right.
And get a 3.
All right. So you run right past them. And as you're running past, you glance over your shoulder. Well, dude. And don't see anything because that dude practically fell on his face. And then it's Kit's turn.
Kit sweeps the leg of the coyote that he's shoulder checked and takes off for the FedEx office.
So you could do kind of one or the other. Because if you sweep the leg, you won't be able to necessarily get past his compatriots.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't realize that I hadn't gotten past them. So yeah, he's just running. He's gonna roll athletics.
All right, roll your
Create
athletics.
separation. It's a 3.
All right, that's good enough. You too sprint past these coyotes. Is that everybody but Sela past him now?
No, Sela's passed. She didn't even have to.
Well, you moved up. You threw the little Acme thing down, so you moved in amidst them, but you're not past them yet, and it's your turn.
Okay, well, she just passes him.
Oh wait, hold on. It's not your turn. It is. Okay. As you're sitting there and you're about to leave them, you notice that the pack of coyotes has sort of gotten wise to this bazooka bubblegum is not a thing of stakes, and they've sort of moved into the chase behind y'all. And they run in and they're amidst this area. If you give me a sprint roll, Sela, you can get out of here.
That's what she does. Sela is sprinting, and this time she's actually really sprinting. So that's going to be. Wait. It's an athletics check, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is 4.
All right, that's good enough. You streak on around the corner.
She checked her phone. How close is that Uber? It's like pulling up right now, right?
Yeah, you can see it. You think you see a car matching its description up ahead. One, two, three. All right. Gideon, Kit, and Travis. As y'all are around in the corner, y'all see a group of very beautiful women walking towards you, and they see you and they wave and they're like, yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo, and they're trying to get your attention. All of you give me alertness or empathy or lore checks to defend against this amazingly attractive gaggle of babes.
Do they all look like just like a rabbit?
Pretty much, except they're like kind of
Wile E.
decked out with sort of
Coyote
like
mixed up in a
peacock type feathers type stuff.
They're like Vegas babes.
They are definitely Vegas babes.
So, I mean, we look like roadrunners right now. Just saying.
So there's definitely a feathery flair to their attire.
I'm at a +4 on my empathy. To not be seduced by the babes.
You're not seduced by the babes, no ma'am. What about the rest of y'all?
Trace.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Do you have a
I'm
lore?
at a +1 on lore, and so I'm thinking, they're feathery. I look like a road runner, birds of a feather and all.
So you got 1 on your defense there, Travis?
Yeah.
Okay. And Gideon, what was yours?
It was lore, right?
Yeah, you got Lore.
+3.
All right. So Kit and Gideon sort of notice it as you're running. You got to run past them either way, right? And as you're getting closer, you sort of notice that their movements are a bit jerky, and like the seams are splitting here and there, and little sprockets and stuff are flying out, and that these aren't even real things. And so you keep running back. But Travis is definitely distracted, and it pretty much comes to a standstill, and he's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?"
He's a
Maybe you
teenage
should-
boy.
It's and he might even be telling him that it's dangerous. How do you react to this, Travis? This distraction? Are you going to try to save them and tell them to get out of there?
That does sound like me. I am the heroic type. And
Right.
Ladies, this is not the place you want to be. You should come with us. We have a car waiting for us.
All right. So give me. It's your turn, but for your turn, what we'll do is your turn is sort of penalized by this distraction. So you're trying to convince them to come with you on this round.
Okay.
Does that seem like what he's trying to do?
That seems, because I don't want to stay there and fight everything that's chasing us. So that seems like the
Sure.
smart play.
Okay. Give me a rapport roll.
0. I got all blanks.
0.
What? Feral teenager doesn't have any game? Come on.
No
But
game with Robo Babe.
amazingly, it wasn't negative. And so you're sitting there and you're kind of tugging. You're like grabbing hands and kind of tugging. Come along, ladies, come along. And the two that you're tugging on just sort of stay there, but like the third that you don't even have a hand on just sort of turns her head and then turns her body, and she starts trundling after you and is coming with you. And so yeah, all 3 of them then turn and follow as y'all run past. It's Gideon's turn.
I call ahead. We've got room in the car, right?
We do not.
Travis, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there anything I can do? I guess I can't give Travis any bonuses. Could I make a gosh? Okay, can I make a lore check to see what might be the source of all these things that we're seeing?
Sure.
Like, does this sound like an ancient trickster god? Or okay, that's a +7.
Okay, you're pretty sure that that what you're dealing with is coyote goblins. They're trickster goblins. They like to play pranks. They like to chase after birds and rabbits and things like that. And they're pretty deceptive. Really, the only problem is they often get in their own way a lot of times because they like overly complicated strategies. And which is pretty clear by the fact that they probably could have already surrounded and taken y'all already if that had been their utmost straightforward thing. But instead, they're going through all these elaborate schemes that are allowing y'all to slip by at the moment. And they like to tinker and build contraptions. They probably constructed these robots that Travis is enamored with at the moment. And there's even a little bit of they have a little bit of magic too. There's a glamour that's probably that was cast over the robots to make them more appealing.
Okay, can I yell out to Travis that they're goblins and maybe try to give him a bonus to his next roll to resist things? Okay.
So you spend your action trying to explain to him the intricacies of goblinoid magic and that it's a glamour and deceptive. Kit, it's your turn. No, I'm sorry. Wait, I get 1, 2, 3. It's Sela's turn.
Okay, are we in the parking lot with the FedEx?
No, that's still a block away.
Okay, let it be known that when we get into that parking lot, Sela wants to drop the glamour so that the Uber driver picks us up.
So the Uber, you didn't tell the Uber driver that he was picking up 4 chickens?
I did not tell the Uber driver that he was picking up coyotes or road runners. So when we get close, we'll drop that glamour. It's Sela's turn. Caleb is distracted by fembots. They're robots, right? Sela pulls a marble out of her pocket and she throws it again. And this time, when it lands, it looks like a big, sexy, like robot. Big,
Spender.
Yeah, but sexy Spender. But it's got a little light bulb on its head and it's got little can ears and big, but it's like super strong and tall and barrel chested, and it's over there by the fembots.
Okay. Roll me your deceit check.
Definitely bigger and taller and more sexy robot looking than Travis. Sorry, Travis.
It happens.
That's a +6.
All right. Finally.
And Sela kind of yells in a robot voice. Don't worry, ladies. There's plenty for everyone.
All right. And as you're yelling that, and you're looking over the side. You see scrambling around the corner is a much bigger coyote than the rest of them. He's like the king of coyotes, and he's tearing around after you guys. And he's at a full sprint.
And we're gonna start moving too, right? Like now?
Yeah, you made your little thing and you started moving. You were still 1, 2. You're still about 3 zones away from the FedEx parking lot.
3 zones? I thought it was 2 blocks.
It's basically just 1 block, but it's 3 zones. Doop-doo. Doop-doo. That brings us to Kit.
So, I mean, did she advance? Like, can she run?
You advanced one, so you are 1, 2. It was 4, and it's down to 3. It's 4 for everybody else.
Okay.
So Kit calls out over his shoulder, Travis, leave the sex box alone. You don't know where they've been. And takes off for the FedEx.
So you just go straight up sprint it.
Yeah. So 4.
All right. So you meet all the way over to the FedEx parking lot, right past Sela, who's like, "Wait a second, I was the one who was in the lead a second ago." Roll for me, an athletics to dodge a good attack.
Which will be a 4.
All right, so that's good enough. You get a
Athletics,
shift on
right?
it. Athletics,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
So I mean, as you're running along, you sort of glance over your shoulder and you see a boulder incoming at you, and you kind of neatly sidestep out of the way, and it clambers and rolls across the parking lot. Yikes. Gideon, give me. You've got a great attack coming at you.
Okay, I'm going to spend one of the charges on my watch to cast the shield.
Okay. And that has a great, so that blocks it.
Let's see. Yeah.
So describe for me, this boulder is kind of incoming, and it was about to squash you flat up until you.
I stepped just enough out of the way that it misses me, almost as if I knew exactly where I would be able to step to be safe.
And then, Sela, you've got actually just an average attack coming in at you. This boulder's a little wild.
Okay, but it's athletics to dodge.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is a +2. You dodge the boulder.
Yep. Then you dodge it, and this boulder bounces, and you duck, you bob and weave just right. It's like 2 of them. They both bounce by. You bob and you weave. Oh, the pack of coyotes is still around. But they're totally distracted around the backside of the building with something, apparently. Which brings us to Sela. It's your turn.
Okay, Sela drops the veil because, or the whatever it is, the seeming, whatever it is, because Kit's already by the Uber, right?
Yep, Kit's already run over to the parking lot there. He's in the same zone as the Uber.
Aside from random boulders, there are no more obstacles in our way, right?
You'd have to roll alertness check for that.
He just runs.
All right.
Do I have to roll that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Roll athletics.
Yep. Sprinting athletics. That is a +3.
All right, that's just enough to get you over to the parking lot. So you join Kit, and you see the driver, and you're sort of waving him down.
Mm-hmm.
Gideon, it's your turn.
Okay. Is Travis on his way coming our way?
Travis is the next one to go. He lost his turn last time.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
He's still got the aspect that he can tag to help him out here in a second.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna assume that he's. Man, I can't just leave him. See what I can do. I am going to cast one of my rote spells, I guess.
Okay.
This is going to be the one, the forfight. So it's going to give me the temporary aspect to, reaction and awareness.
All right.
And what I'm hoping I can do is, if something goes wrong on his turn, then I will be in a position to move quickly and react to kind of help him. If that makes any sense. Yeah, I don't know. Well, okay, and I can't just delay my action, right, until he's gone to see if I need to run or.
You could do that. You can drop down behind him in initiative.
Okay, let's do that. Because everything depends on what he's doing.
All right, Travis, give me a discipline roll and then add an extra 2 from what Gideon's given you.
What has Gideon given me?
He sort of clued you in that you're being the things you're dealing with are the result of artifices of some goblins, and they're actually not real people.
My discipline total is 6.
So yeah, you're looking at this, and as you're going, it's suddenly like you didn't see it before, but now it's very clear. These things are robots; they're not actual people, and they were set up to trick you. And so now you have your chance to. It's your turn.
I want to sprint over to the FedEx where the group is waiting.
All right. Roll athletics.
Oh, okay. 5.
All right. That's enough to even get into the car if you want.
Just dive through the open window?
Basically. The Uber guy like rolled down the window to talk to Sela, and then it's just boom.
I call shotgun.
No.
All right, Gideon, if you want to cast that forfight, I'll let you use it to tag for 2 on your athletics roll that you saw that Travis was going to start moving, and so you started moving ahead of him.
Okay, what do I need to do to cast it again? It's
it was rote, so you don't need to do anything. It goes off. You're going to have you're going to get a +1 on this roll because it's going to take 1 away from the casting, but you still get a bonus.
Okay. So I need to roll an athletics check here with a +1.
Add another 1 is what I'm saying.
Yeah. +1.
All right. So you're huffing it, but you're an old man, and it's pretty hard. So you don't quite make it to the parking lot. You're 1 zone short. You're in front of the FedEx building, actually. You stop and catch your breath, kind of leaning against the FedEx building. You're not used to moving around this much.
Yeah, and it's summer, and I'm in a 3-piece suit. It's just...
Yeah, it's not ideal. -1, but he starts at what? Where are we? 1, 2, 3. So as you're catching your breath, that big coyote king, the king of the coyotes, basically is sprinting, and he joins you. He's right on your heels. He's right on Gideon's heels. He's preparing to. He's wanting to jump Gideon here in a second. It's very clear that he's got Gideon in his sights. It is Kit's turn.
So I'm next to the Uber, right?
You are next to the Uber.
So Kit hood slides across the hood of the Uber car, throws open the driver door. You're in danger. You're in danger. They're trying to kill us. And pulls the driver out and tries to shove him in the back seat to get in the front seat of the car. Kit's intending to drive.
All right. Roll your presence.
All right.
You're carjacking the Uber?
I'm putting the driver in the car. He still owns his car.
At least you're not putting him in the trunk. Small favors.
Not technically a felony.
6.
All right. Yeah, he's totally bewildered by this, and you've thrown him for a loop, and he's just like, what? Oh, and he's still in his car, so
Put your seatbelt on. Put your seatbelt on.
Yeah, and you keep yelling orders at him, and he just keeps complying because you keep telling him what to do, and you slide in the front seat.
Hey, Travis.
All right. Let me look at my list of things that are going on. Travis and Kit. Y'all are both sitting there in the car. You're ready to go, and you look down, and there is just there's 2 big like ices, sitting there in cup holders, and that is just what you need to slake your thirst right now. Give me a discipline roll.
Three.
2.
All right, so y'all both just start. You're like, yes, thank you, and you guys start drinking your ices, and it is so good. Cool as it goes down. It's just what you need. You can feel your body cooling off. The chase is over. That pack of coyotes is about as disciplined as a pack of coyotes as you'd think. There's no sign of them anywhere. Sela, it's your turn.
Okay, so wait. Slurpees appeared in the car?
Yep.
I guess she saw that. She's
you see Kit and Travis totally slurping on some Slurpees.
Before she gets in the car, can she make a check, like a alertness or what is it? Alertness, I guess? Or is empathy, deceit? What do you use to pierce veils?
You want to see if the car is for real?
I'm confused by the Slurpees, and she's really paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just...
Well, you'd be the only one who knew that you didn't order Slurpees.
Well, I didn't... Yeah.
In the Uber.
I mean, I don't know that you can even do that. Sela doesn't like the Slurpee. Like, she's really afraid of snack food. Let's be honest. It makes her a little twitchy. So, weird around Skittles, the ices appearing out of nowhere. She's not cool. What can she do to kind of like, check that?
Check the ices themselves, or what? I'm trying to narrow down what it is she's trying. I understand she's paranoid in general.
Right. So the appearance of the ices is specifically has her like sirens going off in her brain, right? So I guess she would start by looking at the ices to see if they're illusory. I don't know. Like she wants to figure out if this is her Uber or not.
Okay. Roll. Give me.
Like maybe it's just a matter of checking the license plate against the app.
Okay. In that case, give me alertness.
+2.
Yeah, the license plate matches the car itself. The car itself doesn't. It doesn't seem anything. Doesn't set off the klaxons. It's just the Slurpees that are worrying you.
Okay. Can I investigate the Slurpees more thoroughly?
Yeah, if you get in the car.
Okay. Celia gets in the car next to the very disturbed driver.
Right.
And
Very
Not
very
Kit,
busy
the actual
driver. He's totally slurping down on a Slurpee as well. Travis, it is your turn.
Is there anything else in the car that I can use to try to distract the Coyote King?
There's not really anything in the car. He is one zone over, and it looks like he's bearing down on the heels of Gideon. And you're like, man, that must suck, but this Slurpee sure tastes good.
Well, even if I'm enamored with the Slurpee now, I understand a Slurpee can keep, right? Can I get out of the car and try to assist Gideon?
Sure.
I'd like to... How close behind Gideon is this coyote? Is it like right at his heels, or like?
It's on his heels.
In that case, I want to run, and I want to run past Gideon. I want to.
As you get out of the car, sorry to interrupt, but Kit's going to tell you that, like, we'll pick him up. Like, you don't have to get out. Drive over there.
Is the car running?
I assume so. I've got it running. I'm ready to go.
I'm at the...
Car will be faster.
Jared, I have a GM question for you. In terms of initiative order, can I drop down in initiative order to let Kit drive the car, or am I the last and I need to go before the others go?
Yeah, I'll let you drop down behind after Kit goes. But just FYI, that Coyote King's going to go before Kit goes.
There's no time, I say to Kit as I jump out of the car, and I completely know how good that Slurpee is, and so that's my motivation to do my job well and get back quickly. So,
no, man, you bring the Slurpee with you. It's that good.
I do believe that. I want to run back, and I want to do a maneuver to knock the Coyote King out of the way, knock him off his game, so that he's not able to get to Gideon, and then.
All right,
how big is this thing? Is this
Yeah,
would this be a body slam? Can I kick it?
Yeah, this would be like pretty much a body slam. This thing's almost wolf size. I mean, it's big. Give me. I'll let you use athletics to set up your block.
Okay. Any chance I can use a fate point with that?
Yes, after you have your roll, you can always invoke one of your aspects that seems appropriate.
This is, I think, my heroic flair as I'm trying to run to Gideon's rescue.
All right. So what's your total?
And so my total, including the fate point, is 4.
All right. So block of 4.
It's just a slow motion run of Travis sipping on his Slurpee while he's running.
He's running. All right,
I hear chariots of fire.
Gideon, it's your turn.
Okay.
This Koi King is right on your heel. Travis is moving to intercept and keep it off of you. The car is one zone away, and it would take you an athletics +2 to run all the way over and get into the car. But it looks like Kit is starting to turn the wheel and maybe head your direction.
One-handed. He's not dropping the Slurpee.
No.
All right, I'm going to run to the group in safety.
All right.
So I need to make an athletics check.
You need to make an athletics check.
+1.
All right, that's enough to get one zone over, but not quite into the car.
We're going to try a barn swallow.
I will let you. No, it is the Coyote King's turn. That's a wash, and so total of -1 on his fist attacks. Travis, the big king of the coyotes, goes to jump at Gideon, and in midair, Travis, taking a swig of his Slurpee, tackles him. Boom, straight to the ground, keeps him from hitting Gideon. And then it's Kit's turn.
So I guess Kit sees Travis standing over this giant coyote, just staring him down. But he floors it.
Victory right there.
He floors it, and he starts driving the car towards the two people who haven't caught up yet.
All right. Give me a driving's check.
Yep. It's 2.
All right. Not quite good enough.
He's driving with one hand, so.
Okay. All right. So.
Wait. Sorry. If I tag the aspect that a good man must act, because that's what he's doing here, can I spend a fate point and make it a 4?
You can.
I will do that.
When he laughs like that, please.
It was terrifying.
You never want your team laughing.
So make sure you and Travis have both marked down that you used a fate point.
Yeah.
So you move the car in a perfect position that both of these guys can be able to tag that maneuver to jump into the car on their turn. No roll required. But as you kind of look as you're doing that, you glance in the rearview mirror, and you see at the other end of the parking lot are some more of these humanoid coyotes, these coyote goblins, and they're decked out. They've got these like wings that are happening, and behind the wings, sort of hanging off them, and behind them is a big fan that's blowing, and they're on roller skates, and they're moving to intercept you.
So they're behind us, and we're facing away, and they can jump in the car.
And yeah, those guys are behind where you're at, and you've pulled the car up. The coyote men are behind you've pulled up right next to where Gideon and Travis are, and it's Sela's turn.
Get him in the car. Let's go.
Can she physically assist Gideon or Travis or both?
Sure, you can use your turn to assist. So they've got 2 maneuvers, so it's y'all's turn now, and y'all can basically, with the help of your party members, it's just straight up y'all are in the car if that's where you want to be.
I make sure Gideon gets in before I get in the car.
All right. So y'all both clamber in the car. Kit floors it and the tires squeal and put up a burn rubber, and he pulls out of the parking lot and onto the access road of the highway. And the coyote men are flapping behind him as he goes down, as he's going along. But then they like pop the curb and they both tumble and they lose the chase.
As I watch
Kidding me.
As I watch the coyote men tumble head over heel, I take another slurp of victory.
This won't come back to bite us at all.
And y'all go streaming down the highway. Kit, where are you going? Because it's sort of where are you heading with this car?
Away.
Well, yes, you're away. You're on the highway access road heading. You're on
he's
59
on the highway. Whatever access road, he's just as fast as he can go, heading in that direction.
All right, you blow through like a stoplight.
Yeah,
if you
for
want.
sure.
All right, you blow through the stoplight. You get onto 59. You're heading kind of away from everything at the moment. And right as you pull on the highway,
are we heading east, west, north, south?
You're heading west.
Okay.
On 59. And right as you pull on the highway, you and Travis both feel this sort of rumble in your tummy. It's like this deep, and that's where we'll stop for tonight.
I don't feel so well, and I take another slurp of my Slurpee.
Guys, that was tense.
Oh.
All right. I'm looking forward to next week. We'll probably bring Elise back into it and see what Caitlin's been up to. But it was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, the chase was nice.
Yeah, I like good chase.
Full Looney Tunes. It's great.
It was good.